Hello, everyone. It is time for some midnight reading sprints. I am kind of excited. I've never done a late night reading sprint, but I thought I would tonight because lately I have been reading a lot later into the evening. So I thought it would be fun to invite you all along in my weird reading habits. So hello, if you have joined me tonight, make sure you say hello in the comments. If you are new to my channel, my name is Dani. This is my channel, Spenelli Speaks. I feel like my voice always cracks when I say speaks, which is really weird. But yeah, hello. Let me know where you are logging in from, what time it is where you are. If you don't know, I am from Wisconsin, so it is 10 p.m. here. So for our reading sprints, midnight reading sprints, we'll go past midnight or to midnight, depending on what we're doing. But wanted to say hello. Let's see who's here. It looks like Jessica. Hello, and thank you for the Instagram story. I appreciate that. It's always nice to see you. How are your little ones? Jessica and I have a baby who's about the same age because we both had a baby in April. So, but Jessica has more babies. I just have the one. Hi, Krista. Nice to see you. I just put in your what books to read in February on my queue, so I gotta take a look at what we should be reading in February. I've changed my whole dynamic of reading. I have no TBRs anymore. No more. I'm just gonna mood read it up. I actually, if you are familiar with any time you've ever seen me live, there used to be 4 books sitting up here, and they're like books that I have been meaning to read. Like I was halfway through all 4 of them. I literally just finished the last one of those books last night. So exciting. So I'm literally clean slate. I'm going to start reading whatever I want. Mood reading, no more TBRs. But I still like to look at TBRs. Oh, Amy, hello. Fellow Wisconsinite. No worries. And you have school in the morning, so I completely understand. I'm here for whoever is awake, or maybe in a different country where this is morning. So no worries. Ooh, what are you finishing up? The Lazy Genius Way. Ooh. Yes, if you're in the comments, let me know what you're going to be reading tonight or what you may be doing. Maybe you're doing something different. Good morning. You're new. Oh, from Hungary. Well, hello, Betty. It's nice to see you. 5 a.m. That's awesome. 5 a.m. I was just in a different live discussion on my channel with Laura from Book Bubbler, where we have a book club, and we have someone from Hong Kong who reads with us. And I think it was like a little later in the morning there, like maybe 7 or 8. But she's like, okay, I have to go to work. So that's awesome. Well, good bright morning to you. Hi, Mary. Yes. Oh, it's 11, so even later for you. Very cool. Very cool. The school that I got my master's degree from is in Ohio. So I traveled there when I walked across the stage for my diploma or degree. Do they call it a diploma then? I'm not sure. Stephanie, hello. Oh, wow. 10 p.m. So same for you. Awesome. You're welcome. I'm glad there's so many people here. I'm excited. We'll see how long we all last. Oh, Nadine. Oh, from India. What time is it there? It's so nice to have a global community that can kind of come together just for some reading. Hi, Mary. 11. Yep, New Jersey. Oh, yes, it is. And it's nice quiet time. I've been reading a lot lately. Like this last year has been really crazy for me. For those of you who know me know that it's been a very difficult and trying year for me. So I really lost my interest in reading. Like I would read my book club book and that was about it. I still did get 50 books in for 2022. But I don't know, for some reason this year I've already got 10 books read. How many books have you all already read this month? I mean, so today's the last day of the month. How many books have you guys read? Is this year looking good so far? Let me know. I've been reading every night before bed and it's felt really good. Hi, Kim. Redeeming Love. Oh, St. Louis. So you're in the same time zone. Very nice. I've driven through Missouri, but I don't think I've been to St. Louis. I'd be interested in seeing the arch. Ooh, lucky one. Okay. Very nice. Oh, from NetGalley. Cool. I have gotten one book from NetGalley like 2 years ago or a year ago. I don't even know. And I've not read it. I'm terrible. I really was interested in doing that and then I just haven't. 10 a.m. There we go. 10 a.m. in India. Wow. You are reading Tales from the Cafe, second part. Okay, yes. I started Before the Coffee Gets Cold, but I was listening to it in audio and I don't think it translates very well. For me, that is. I think I need to be able to physically see the words, but I've heard very good things about both of those books, so I hope it goes well for you too. Kim, it says it's 6. Oh, 6 books. You've read 6 books this year already. Good for you. That's awesome. Yay! Good job, Jessica. 15 books. That's awesome. Yeah, I've done 10. And luckily, because I'm trying to read from my shelves, 4 of those 10 books were from my shelves. The other books were all like from Hoopla, so like ebooks and audiobooks that I rented from my library. Because I'm addicted to my Hoopla. Because like if I'm somewhere where I don't have a book, I'm just able to pop on my phone or on my e-reader and just read something. So it makes it easy. But awesome. Well, I'm excited for tonight. I actually have 2 books that I might switch off from depending on how good the one that I start is. And I took the cover off, but I'll show you the cover. I'm going to be reading The Paris Library tonight. And this is a new to me author. I've never read this author before. I'm actually not even sure how I came to own this book. I think maybe my mother found it for me. Was maybe gifted it from somebody else and then just gave it to me because I don't think I purchased this on my own. But I started reading this yesterday morning. I had a little of insomnia, so I was up at like 4 a.m. And when I wake up like that, I'll just go across the room to the guest room, which is also my book room. And I just saw this on a pile and I was like, I'll just start reading it because this is the first book I saw. And I'm about 45 pages in, and it's a historical fiction. Obviously, you can tell because there's a woman on the front with her back to you. It's a telltale sign that it's historical fiction. But it's got dual timelines. So we have one timeline in like 1939, so right before the war, and I think it goes through the war. And then in 1983. And there is a common person in both timelines. So you're kind of seeing them in the past and then in the present day. And then how they interact with a different group of people. So 45 pages in, I'm already really intrigued. It's really fascinating. I really like the characters. We have the main character, I think her name is Odell? No, I don't even remember. Something like that. I can't remember. And then in the 1983, she's interacting as an older woman with, I think she's 14 or 12 or 14-year-old. So very, very fascinating so far. World War II obviously is going to occur, and we're going to learn how that went. But the Paris Library itself, the main character, when you first start, she's trying to become a librarian there. So we'll see if she gets the job and what she does with that and how the war affects that. So I'm really excited about this. Let me know in the comments if anyone has read this and what you thought. No spoilers, please. But that's what I'll be reading tonight. And if I need a break from this, I'm going to also start The Wives of Henry VIII. This is a nonfiction by Antonia Fraser. And the reason why I picked this up to be my second read after this one is because I just finished The Other Boleyn Girl. And I have read other books that have characters that surround like Henry VIII. Like last year I read the Wolf Hall trilogy. So I'm very, very intrigued by the Tudors and Henry VIII and his wives. So now that I've read another fictional account of his craziness, I want to get more of a nonfiction account. I want to learn more about the wives themselves, because most of the fictional accounts that you get are more like just general and fiction. So I want to learn more about the wives, like themselves. I find that very intriguing. So I don't know if I'll start this tonight, but because this other book is really good. But I'm definitely going to be starting this in the next couple of days because I'm very, like, I'm on a high with that right now. So I really want to learn more. So that's there. I also have my bowl of midnight snacks. So if anyone has midnight snacks out there, let me know what you have in the comments, because I love midnight snacks. I have apples, oranges, and then some trail mix. And then I have my water back here. So that's my midnight snack of choice for tonight. Sometimes I go downstairs and I just take a tortilla and I put crunchy peanut butter and I roll it up, and that's what I eat for my midnight snack. So let me know what your midnight snack is. So lots of questions out there already, like how many books have you read in January? What are you reading tonight? What time is it by you? I know I'm just like throwing them out there, but I promise we will start reading very shortly here. So let's see here. Let's see. If you finish Lady Genius, you have 17 books. That's awesome. Yes, that is so awesome. Good for you, Amy. 17. What's your goal for the year? That's crazy. Good for you. Ooh, Hour of the Witch and finish Dreamer's Pool. Your little ones are sleeping, so hopefully baby doesn't wake up until for her midnight feeding. So you're still doing middle of night feeds? My baby sleeps through the night, and she does not wake up for food. She sleeps all the way through the night, which is good for me, because with the other one on the way, I'm going to have to do that real soon. And I'm going to take as much time for sleeping as I can in between. Oh, boy. Oh, hi, Laura. So nice to see you. Legends and Lattes. Ooh, that sounds fascinating. Yes. Hello, Laura. Awesome. Awesome. Well, so for these sprints, I'm thinking 20-minute sprints are good. And we'll reconvene depending on the hour. I don't know. I was kind of contemplating doing like silent chatty in-betweens, like instead of actually talking, like just typing, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. So far, so good as far as like not waking up the baby. I'm hoping everyone can hear me okay, because if that's fine, then we'll chat a little bit. I just need to make sure that I don't get too excited, because then usually my like voice level comes a little bit too high. But so far the baby's sleeping, so that's good. She's right across the hall. That's why I'm trying to like lower my voice. You guys, some of you know me. I even brought bookmarks with me so that I had them here. Because usually when I start sprints, all of a sudden I pause and I'm like, I don't have a bookmark. But yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, so we'll start our sprints on an even number. So we'll start our sprints at 10:20 or like the 20 mark. We'll go for 20 minutes, so we'll come back at 40. So I'm excited about reading tonight. As far as the 10 books that I have read, so I mentioned I read The Other Boleyn Girl, which is the last one I finished. I also read a book called What We Found in Hallelujah by Vanessa Miller, and that was really good. It just released this past August, I think it was. And it's about a family coming together after being kind of split apart by interesting news that they find out, I guess, and a death. It's faith-based. It was really good. I liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars. If anyone's following my Instagram stories, I've been doing reviews that way, and then I've been saving them in one of my highlights. So if you're interested in any of the books that I read, all of the books that I've read have little like tiny mini reviews, like 1-sentence reviews. I read July by Tim O'Brien, which is a very old book. I can't remember when it was written, but it's not recent. But Tim O'Brien's a good author. So he's kind of an instant buy. So when I found that at a thrift store, I definitely bought it. That's very good. I started the School of Good and Evil young adult books. And the first one I didn't care for, but I liked some of the characters, so I continued on the second one. And the second one is so bad that I ultimately did decide to DNF it. So I will not be continuing on that series. I also started the Hannah Swenson books. So I've read the first 2, so the Chocolate Chip Murder and the Strawberry Shortcake Murder. Those are okay. I think considering how many books she has in that series, I'm guessing they get a lot better. And so I'm excited to continue there. And then I read The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Smith. That one was really cute. I liked that one a lot. Yes, Jessica, I did not like that at all. I was not pleased. And I watched the movie. I don't know if you've seen the movie on Netflix. I feel like if you didn't read the books, you'd be like, oh, this is okay. But since I did read the books and I know more, I don't feel like it did it quite right. It wasn't a terrible movie. I'll give it that. But I just don't feel like it really spoke to the nature of the actual book. But 'tis neither here nor there. And there's some more books in there. Oh, I was talking about the Banned Bookshop of Maggie Smith. That was really good. I really liked that one. That was cute. I kind of wish that there's like that was a series, because I really liked the characters and the town. It's about a woman who goes to help a friend with her bookshop, but there's like all these stipulations on what she can sell, and she starts to like sell other books on the sly, and it's really good. It's really cute. So, yeah. Oh no, don't say that. Well, I'll find out and I'll let you know. You've read the first 4. Okay. Sounds good. Oh, Mary, you've read Holly. Oh, good. You liked them both. Yay. The Shoe Story. No, I haven't, but I will look for it. We'll look for it. Hi, Sarah. You're in Canada. What time is it there? Oh, I've already talked past our time. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the timer for our sprints. Usually for sprints, I like to put on a little ASMR. Does anyone feel opposed to that? Do you want to just sit in silence and read, or should I find an ASMR for us? If anyone is opposed, please feel free to let me know. But I think I'll find one. Maybe Mary, I'll go and find one of yours. Okay, so you're like an hour past me. So, okay. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get going. I will put up a little banner so we know what time we're coming back to. And I'll put on a little ASMR. I always will mute myself just in case there's like packages, you know, like garbage and stuff that's gonna disturb anybody. But okay, come back at the 40. Let me know what you've read, and we'll see you then. Okay, so that was our 20-minute sprint. It looks like we've lost Krista, but that's okay. Too tired. Happy reading. Good night, Krista. Yes, Mary, you're very welcome. I'm gonna see if I can get the link for this. 1 second here. Let's share. There we go. So everyone knows the ASMR I just did is from Mary's channel. And this, I'm going to put the link in the comments. But if you ever want to go there, she has a podcast as well as making some reading backgrounds. So feel free to jump over there and use her stuff. Ginny is here. Hi, Ginny. Yeah, I figured I've been staying up late lately. I thought I'd invite everyone with me. Ooh, the personal librarian. You know, someone else just told me they read that and thought it was really good. But I can't remember who. Like, someone just told me that. So, yay. Good for you. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you. I was just watching one of your videos. Oh my gosh, what was it? So when I watch YouTube videos during the day, I only watch with subtitles. I don't hear anything. So I remember reading it and being like, you must have announced something. Oh my gosh, no, I can't even think now. Baby brain. That's all I'm going to say. There's the link for Mary's channel. Sarah is going to bed. Good night, Sarah. Betty, you got 64 pages done. Awesome. Ooh, yes. I think you can finish it today. I have faith. You're up so early to do so. I think you're gonna be all right. Diary of a Manhattan Call Girl. Oh, sounds spicy. Well, good luck. It's okay. I can't remember. It's so bad. And I don't even know if it was today or if it was yesterday. Everything is all mixed up, but I'm happy to have you here. Awesome. Oh, let me get that banner down. So yeah, tell me in the comments, what did you read or do during our sprint? It looks like Amy got 40 pages read and you have 30 left. Oh, you'll finish that for sure. Are you going to move on to something else, or are you going to go to bed? Because you have school in the morning, young lady. So don't be up too late. Anytime I'm doing a sprint, I do not read very fast because I'm always thinking about like making sure I'm back in 20 minutes. But I did get 2 chapters read. They're shorter chapters. And I put my bookmark down and I realized there's another character being introduced in this next chapter. So far, I thought there were only 2 characters, but now I'm seeing that there are going to be 3. So that's really exciting. I'm excited. So yeah, so when we start our next sprint, I'll be able to read about a new character. So I wonder how many characters there are in this book. So that's kind of cool. Cool. Yes, I know. It's nice to see that we can create a global community. Tonight we have people from India, Hungary, and the United States. Oh, and Canada. So we have 4 different countries. That's crazy. And before this sprint, I was in another live stream and I was talking to someone from Hong Kong. So yes, it's really amazing the world we live in, for sure. And we're all here to read. Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah. Don't do what I do, though, because I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to rest my eyes and listen to this audiobook, and I'll put a timer on it. I totally fall asleep, and I can't remember any of the book. Good job, Kim. That's awesome. There's my Hong Kong friend. Hi, Allie. Hi, Betty. Love the mental health discussions of it and the main character's attitude towards relationships, be it love or friendship. The spicy part is a little dry, and yeah. Depending on the author, it can be, and kind of samey too sometimes, because it's like, sometimes it's like level 1 spice, and then sometimes it's like level crazy spice. So, yes, Amy, absolutely. But yeah, so I'm liking this one so far. I'll probably continue reading just because I know about that new character. I've been eating some of my midnight snacks. I don't know if anyone else out there is having some midnight snacks, but my apples and oranges, they're quite delicious. They're very, very juicy, very good. So I'm glad I have those here for sure. I was going to ask, as far as like your reading habits, does anyone like, when you get to the end of the month, so today's the last day of the month, so I thought like, oh, if anyone wants to cram in a few last pages, do you get that like nervousness at the end of the month? I know it might be different for booktubers versus like people who don't have channels, but like when it comes to the end of the month as a reader, do you try to like cram in and finish a book before it starts the next month? Because I think like for me as a booktuber, I feel like the end of the month is like, yep, I have to get this done because then that's what I read in the month of January. But like now, because I kind of switched everything up, like I'm not doing TBRs or anything. I'm just mood reading. I mean, the last book I finished for January, I finished yesterday. I mean, that would be considered for January. And I just started this book, but I'm not going to be like, I have to finish this today so I can count it for January. I just kind of be like, well, I got 10 books done in January. Does anyone else feel like that? Like you have to cram in the last couple pages so you can add it to January's count? Or do you just kind of go, I just read whatever I'm reading? Oh, yes. So Armor Tolls, I have what is the one, Moscow? What is that book called? I have that one. And I've heard, was it the Lincoln Highway or something like that is the other one that he just put out. I really want to read them. Gentleman in Moscow, is that what it's called? I have that one and I really want to read it. So that might be next on my list. So thank you, Betty. That might be next on my list. Yes, A Gentleman in Moscow. Yes, I have that one. It's in the same pile that I pulled this Paris library from on my floor. Has not yet got shelved, but maybe I'll read that one this month too. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Rules of Civility. Okay. Kim does not cram. Good. I think it's stressful. Like I feel like I'm so happy now that I'm doing mood reading because I feel like when I had a TBR, I felt so guilty at the end of the month when I didn't finish something that was on my TBR. So I feel like I was kind of letting myself down. But now that I just kind of picked whatever I was reading, I just feel satisfied that I read the 10 books. So I'm like really happy. Like it's only been a month. And I'm like super happy that I have no TBR. Like there's no books just looming over my head. No, I like have like penciled in a bunch of books on my Hoopla, like I favorited them, and like these are the books that I'm thinking I'm going to read in February, but I'm not like holding myself to it. So I'm really excited. Really excited. Cool. Okay, well, let's see here. Looks like it's been about 10 minutes of chatting. Looks like we have some people that are going to be continuing the same books they were doing and some that are going to bed, which is good. Did we literally? Yeah, we almost started this an hour ago. The time just flies by. Well, let's get another sprint in because if you know me, I am a mad chatter, so I could be just chatting on here all night. So, excuse me. We're not going to do that. We're going to try to read. We're going to get our midnight reading in. So let's go ahead and do another sprint. Since I kind of cut into our reading time last time because I was not watching the clock properly, let's go ahead and do to the 15. So it's almost 55. So that would go, yeah, so we'll just go to the 15 because that would be like 20 minutes. But yeah, let's start another sprint. So good luck to everyone who is continuing reading with us. And if you happen to step out for any reason, I thank you for joining me for the time that you did, and we'll see you next time. But for those of you who are reading, I'll put it for the 15, and I will put back on the ASMR and mute myself, and we'll continue reading. Oh, okay. Bye, Mary. Good night. Okay. So like I said, let's do to the 15. And good to go. Okay, good luck, everyone. And if, like I said, if you happen to head out, have a great night, morning, afternoon, whatever is coming next to you. Okay. That brings us to the 15. Let me know where you are in your reading or whatever you may be doing. Our previous discussion, we were talking about if anyone crams at the end of the month to get reading in, and Laura responded, "You don't cram, but you feel like you should be cramming. So you feel guilty about not doing it." I can see that. So I got, I think, 2 chapters read again. And again, they're not very long, but I did meet this new character, and she is interesting. She's English, living in Paris, and she's in the 1939 timeline as well. In the beginning of the live show, I mentioned that this is a dual timeline book. One starts in 1939 and one's in 1983. And actually, all of the reading that I've been doing with you guys tonight, it has not gone back to 1983 at all. So I've been just getting the 1939, but it was nice to see another character introduced because they interact with, I think it's Odile. I don't know. We're going to say Odile. So it's nice to see her being outside of her mind. So yeah, I've been liking it. I think I'll continue reading this, and I'll save The Wives of Henry VIII for the daytime, when I'm sure I'm going to need to focus a little bit more. Wow, the letters in this book are super tiny. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that now. Oh, it looks like Amy finished her book and you are headed off to bed. Good night. You are very welcome. It's my pleasure being here. Good night and good luck with school tomorrow in this cold, frigid air that we've had here. Ugh, so cold. Yuck, 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 yuck. In this book, something very interesting it made me think. So there are 2 librarians who have found out that they are bookmates, meaning that they have a similar taste in books, and they know this because when they check out books, their name is on the library card that goes in the books. For those of us who remember back in the day, when you would check out library books, there would be a card in the front. You'd write your name on it, and then it would be stamped with when it was due back. But then you could see all of the people that read the book before you. And that's how they know that they are bookmates. And it really just made me think, like, I totally miss that because, I remember in school, at least, I don't know that the public library had those cards when I was young, but I know for sure, like, at school, when I was a kid at school, you filled that out until obviously you didn't when they stopped it completely. But it was always cool to see, like, who read it before you, and, like, I was always really intrigued to see, like, how long ago, like, someone read it before I picked it up again. It's like the history of the book, like, where did this book come from? So it's really sad that doesn't happen anymore. It kind of makes me feel like someone should start, like, on, I don't know, library books or whatever, but, like, remember when it was really popular for people to stamp on a dollar bill, like where's George.com or whatever it was, and like you could like punch in like that you had that dollar bill, so you could kind of see where it had like circulated. I just think that's really fascinating. So yeah, when I read that in this book about how they found out that they are like bookmates because they read the same books, it really made me miss that you know, old way of doing things. Because yeah, that'd be really cool to like see. It's also kind of weird though, because like privacy kind of thing, like maybe it's a book that you don't want people knowing you read. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. Let's see. Betty, don't additional 40 pages. Back half hour of sprints. Yeah, absolutely. Well, enjoy breakfast. And thank you for being here so early with us. It was very nice to meet you, and absolutely can't wait to chat with you again. And yeah, if we're still here, please feel free to hop in and continue with our sprints. It's almost about 11:30 here, so I'm still doing okay. So who knows? Eating Before It Gets is a good book, but I think the translation is done in a simple way. Okay. Yeah. And those books aren't too big from what I remember when I saw them physically, but the only copy that I had started in the Before Coffee Gets Cold was audio, so I'm not sure. It was hard to pick up on when the story switched. So that one was hard for me to listen to. So yeah. But anywho, I finished all my oranges and apples. They were really good. Now I just have trail mix left for my midnight snacks. And I am probably going to just leave it at that. I'm going to continue on Paris Library. Has anybody read any books this year that you feel like are going to be your favorite book of the year? I really haven't. I haven't had any 5-star books yet in the 10 books that I've read. But I would say that this one could potentially be one of my favorites. It is really good. I really do like it. I like the bookish element of it. I really like books about books. So that's been good. So yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So I think what we'll do, I'm trying to keep the chatty part down to 10 minutes and then the sprinting to 20. So we just have a few more minutes left of like that 10-minute time frame. And then I think we're going to jump into another sprint. So those of you who are reading with me kind of know what I'm doing. Because like I said, I can get really chatty and just go off and on tangents and then we'll never read. So I'm trying to keep it limited. Plus I'm trying to limit the amount of time that I'm actually chatting so that I don't wake up the baby. Because that would be really terrible. But that 10 minutes would be up in about a minute. So the next 20-minute sprint we'll do here to the 45. That'll be another 20 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to continue on Paris Library and see how much farther I can get in that. And what Laura's thinking 2 of the 15 that she's read so far will be the best of the year. Wow, already. That's crazy. If you don't mind telling us, would you mind sharing the 2 that you think will be best of the year? Might have to add that to my growing list of books I want to read. I often go into Goodreads and like see what other people are reading. I have so many books that's like, ooh, want to read, ooh, want to read, ooh, want to read. So yeah, very cool. Well, it is on the 25, so we're going to go ahead and hit another 20-minute sprint here. I'm going to put up a banner for the 45, and then I will turn our ASMR back on and mute myself so that you can enjoy another 20-minute sprint. There we go. Okay, good luck, everyone. Okay. I feel like 20 minutes goes by so fast, especially when you're reading a good book. Okay, before the sprints, Laura was telling us about really good books for the year that she's read so far already. And one of them, The Boy, the Fox, yes, that is so good. Very good book. Oh, and then she popped off to bed. Good night, Laura. Yes, I feel like we are going to be losing a few more. We're almost to midnight. We'll definitely do one more sprint for sure. But for those of you who may still be here, let me know how your reading is going. I got a couple more chapters in, and it's going well. It's, again, the beginning of the book, so you're really just learning about characters and whatnot. We still haven't been brought back to the 80s timeline. We're still in the 30s, late 30s, but yeah, it's very, very good. The book is reminding me of a few things, though. The character who's a librarian is bringing up a few classics, and I don't necessarily agree with them as being part of like romantic. Like, she brought up Jane and Mr. Rochester from Jane Eyre, like as being like a romantic couple. And I don't really consider that one of the better romance couples, because Mr. Rochester is like he's so terrible. Like, he's hiding his wife in the attic. Sorry for the spoiler, but I don't see that as like one of the better of the romantic couples. And then she just most recently mentioned Wuthering Heights, and I was like, oh, even worse. But Heathcliff and Catherine, such a explosive and abusive relationship. So it's funny when you read books and like they bring up other books, and I totally don't agree with those two being romantic in any way. But I guess not everyone can just constantly bring up Mr. Darcy, because that gets old real fast. I don't know how anyone feels about that, but anytime anyone brings up like Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, I'm just like, we get it. So, oh, that's interesting. Just found a little card in the back of my book. So all my books are always used books. It's got a little religious quote on it. Interesting. It's from The Last Supper. That's pretty. It's always cool to find random things in your books. Oh, anywho. Oh, Misty. Hello, hello. You found it at the dollar store? That is so cool. Every once in a while, I find some classics at the dollar store, and it's so like, I found Anne of Green Gables there, in this like Pantone Classics edition, and I was like so surprised, like, how is this at the dollar store? So that's so cool. I think you'll like Rebecca. Rebecca's pretty good. It's gothic and very mysterious. It's good. It's really good. And I recommend, if you watch a film version, watch the Hitchcock version first, then Netflix. But definitely watch the Hitchcock version, because that one's really good. We were just talking about Rebecca in DoubleBookedCo's book club read. We just had a live discussion earlier this evening. We read That Summer by Lauren Willig, and there is some very comparable characters that seem very, very Rebecca-ish in that book. So we were talking about Rebecca a lot. So it's funny that you mentioned that. So yeah. Very cool. Lots of talk about classics. Anyone that's still here, if you have a favorite classic, put it in the comments. I don't know that I have a favorite classic. I probably have a horde of favorite classics. Because I think if I were to like have favorite classics, I would have to like categorize them in like years they were published, because there are quite a few. Like, there are like a lot of modern classics that I like. East of Eden, Slaughterhouse-Five, To Kill a Mockingbird, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But then there's like older classics too, like Sense and Sensibility and Emma are really good. And I really like the like old stuff, like Homer, the Iliad and the Odyssey. I like Gawain, the Green Knight. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'd have to like categorize in different years and stuff because there's so many good classics. I should read more classics. I have so many that I haven't read yet, just sitting on my shelves. I should pick one of those up soon. Soon. Ay. So if you're watching this in replay, that's amazing, and I'm so happy that you're watching this. I've been trying to keep the chatty bit to 10 minutes and the reading sprints to 20 minutes. And we're going to make it past midnight here. So we'll definitely have one more sprint. I don't know if we'll do another one after that because the next sprint will bring us to quarter after 12 midnight. And then we would talk, if we talked, we would talk for 10 minutes. Be 25, then another. So we'd almost go to 1 a.m. So I'm just going to put it out there. We're going to do one more sprint, and then we're going to close out for the evening. So if you're here with us, we'll do one more sprint, and then we'll wrap it up. So, yeah, pick your favorite book. Get those last couple pages in before it's February. It's going to be February in literally 6 minutes. We're going to watch the ball drop together. I'm kidding. Now I'm getting a little loopy because now I think I'm getting tired. But, so, we'll do one more sprint. Then we'll wrap it up, say our good nights, and be off for the rest of the evening or morning, depending on where you're from. For those who don't know, I am reading the Paris Library. So that's what I'll continue with. And this will be the first book that I'll finish in February. I read 10 books in January. So my goal for 2023 is 50 books. Right now I'm already 20% done. So we'll see. I might get that goal much earlier in the year. But I am due to have a baby in June. So I think I might have a little pause there. But it is 11:55. We have chatted for 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and start our next sprint. We're going to go to quarter after. That's 20 minutes. This will be our last sprint. So if we lose you in the meantime, if you head off to bed or head off to your next activity, thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm glad you came. I really liked having late night sprints. So definitely keep your notifications on, watch my channel to see when the next one is. Maybe I'll do these monthly. I don't know. But I really enjoyed this one. So again, if we lose you in this sprint, thank you so much for being here. And if you're staying along, again, we'll sprint to the 15 and then we'll say our good nights. So good luck and we'll see you in 20 minutes. Okay. That was the end of our final sprint. We made it past midnight. We're officially late time readers. That was really great. I got pretty good chunk read in my book. And I'm happy about that. And I just want to thank everyone so much for joining me tonight. It was fun to see where everyone was from and what everyone's reading. I definitely think I'll do this again. Like I said earlier, I've been reading a lot more at night. So I definitely think maybe this will be a monthly thing, maybe towards the end of the month. And we'll just hunker in and we'll do some reading together. And yeah, this was super fun. So if you're still here, like I said, thank you so much. I hope you get some reading in. But I think we'll call it a night. So thank you. I see Mary here. Yes, I definitely will do it again. This was super fun. And it's been like a challenge to keep my voice down because usually when I get excited, I talk really loud. But because the baby's across the hall, I've been trying to be really quiet. So I apologize if it sounds like I'm whispering. But yes, good night, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be. But yes, we are going to call it a night. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all are reading something great, taking care, and staying safe. You know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.